What's up, everybody? We're back
What
here
up?
with Andrew C., a.k.a. Dru Phoenix, Marine Corps veteran. And he shared with us already his experience in the Marine Corps and his time overseas. And we're right back with it. And we want to get back and start to find out the rest of your story.
All right, so Kelsey, you have seen a lot of my transition. You were kind of like in the background. Right?
Is this true?
Because you remember when we did film and like when I just got back into jiu-jitsu and we were rolling around and I was like, damn, this girl's tough. I'm trying to get her in arm bars. I'm trying to do a triangle. She's slipping out and I'm just like,
Ain't working. No, I'm just I'm just kidding. He did. He got me. Don't worry.
So, you know, I'm just trying to do all this stuff. So jiu-jitsu was a big part of it. Right? But, you know, like I said last time, how I tore my ACL.
Right.
That kind of derailed me. It kind of was like, all right, Dru, you were so in love with jiu-jitsu because it was more of like a Band-Aid to kind of block, you know, what I was feeling.
Right.
You know, to try to find that purpose again, but it wasn't 100% just jiu-jitsu because I was doing it in a destructive way.
Right.
I wasn't paying attention in school. I didn't care about school. All I cared about was going to school to get the GI Bill,
right, so
that I could train.
Right.
And I was training twice a day. That's how I got a little cauliflower right here.
Hey.
You know, training twice a day. So, after that, what did I say? I lost my train of thought.
Okay, so we talked about your transition. I was kind of in the background, and you're full force with jiu-jitsu.
Oh, yeah,
You're going 100%, and you're talking about how it might not have been so healthy.
Nah, it wasn't healthy because, like I said, I put jiu-jitsu over everything.
Okay.
So, you know, I was training kids and all that. So then when I tore my ACL, I felt like I lost purpose again.
Right.
You know, like how you kind of feel like you get dropped on your head when you transition out the military.
Yep.
It was the same thing with jiu-jitsu. It's like once I tore my ACL, it's like,
where's my outlet?
Now what?
Right.
So, like I said before, I went to the VA, try to get help, you know, because I'm having all these thoughts, I'm going crazy. And that led me into going back to school for social work because, you know, I figured out the veteran suicide rate, 22 a day. I need to do something. I want to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. And not just be like, hey, there's 22 of my friends killing themselves every day, and it's like, I'm not doing anything about it. Let me learn some therapy. So
I can be of use.
Exactly. So I started studying social work, and I had such a good experience at FAU. You know, I met some good people. You know, the teachers that I had, you know, they really understood what I was trying to do, and they really helped me through that.
Right. So
once again, though, I get into that destructive pattern of, okay, now I need to help veterans. So a lot happened to do when we met up. And, you know, your organization was trying to do the same thing.
Right.
So it's like, oh, let me attach myself to these guys. So we're always doing volunteer projects. You know, we were raising money, you know, trying to build the Veterans Resource Centers.
Yes.
No, we were trying to do all of this.
Doing all of it sometimes makes things even more hard because when you try to attack things from every approach, I mean, where are you really focused in on your time? That's why I learned with a lot of nonprofits. If you're not focused, if you try to fix all the problems that our veteran community has, who really can do that? You can't. You got to focus then on one, right?
Exactly.
That's what I learned.
Hey, it's growing pains.
Yes,
right?
growing pains.
You got to learn.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what it was. It was those growing pains. So I started to volunteer, and I started to overextend myself.
Right.
I started overextending myself. So I'd commit to this, I'd commit to that. Doing work on weekends or when I'm supposed to be studying, I'm volunteering. Then I become a Mission Continues fellow.
And wait, I'm going to stop you right there because Mission Continues, we're going to be right back about Mission Continues and talk a lot about their organization. Right. So I don't want to ruin it. We'll be right back.
Once a week, we gather experts from around the globe to ask questions that could tear the fabric of the universe. This week, we have 50G, the highest grossing rapper in music history, known for his songs I Pissed in My Pants, I Wanna Sit on You, and Bust a Cap. 5 years ago, he was shot 16 times and survived. He's also deathly afraid of cockroaches.
Yo, what up, y'all? 50G here, and this is Food for Thought. And I've been rapping for over 5 years, and there's still some issues I still can't get wrapped around my head. Like, when two vegetarians get into a fight, does that mean they got beef? And when you lose a sock in the dryer, where the hell the sock ever go at? Did we learn how to read, or did we learn how to write first? And what happens if you remove those do not remove mattress tags? I ain't do nothing, man. Well, that's all for today, folks. Just remember, do not remove those mattress tags, and watch out for those cockroaches.
All right, so we're back with Andrew, and this is Real Talk. Again, I want to say thanks to our sponsors, Military Muscle. Thanks for making this happen and for us to be able to tell this story.
Yes,
Well,
thank you.
So we left off with Mission Continues, and we're going to pick right back up on it.
All right, so I graduate from FAU with my bachelor's in social work. And
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So I graduate, and I didn't want to go into my master's program right away.
Okay.
So like, what can I do? So that's when I was introduced to the Mission Continues. And the Mission Continues is a veterans organization that, in a nutshell, helps veterans find their purpose again by taking their military skills and putting it back into the community.
Right.
So you get to work at a nonprofit of your choice, and you have to work a minimum certain amount of hours, and they pay you a stipend as a fellow for 6 months, and you get to do what you love in a nonprofit of your choice. I mean,
that is awesome. I already thought they were amazing, and I haven't done their program myself just because of time restrictions, but I know you have, and I have a lot of other friends that have, and I think it's pretty amazing. The fact that you can use your skills back into another nonprofit and for the community, I mean, what else is there that does that? Especially for our community, right?
Exactly. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a veterans organization. You know, it could be any organization. If they have the underwater basket weaving organization, you know, the foundation.
There it is again. Underwater basket weaving. We didn't forget it.
Right? So if there's the underwater basket weaving foundation,
Yeah.
you could go work for them.
We
you
got
know?
you. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I did my fellowship at Hands on Broward and Hands on Miami, and the Hands on Network. They're all about community service as far as, you know, building gardens in schools in low-income neighborhoods, you know, repainting schools. Man, repainting these murals on, like, painting murals on the walls and then having the kids come in and just looking at these things, like,
Wow.
you know, and at orientation, you know, we did a big project in D.C. where we repainted the walls, you know, we made a big garden. And I actually seen a letter of one of the kids thanking us, and he's like, "Thank you, veterans. You guys are the best for coming over here."
Wow.
And he's like, "I promise never to write on the walls again. Thank you for repainting them."
Wow. That's crazy.
Right? So
That's amazing. That's cool.
So how can you not love an organization that
Yeah.
allowed you to do something like that?
Right.
That puts you in the right place, because you have to make the choice yourself, but that puts you in the right place to make those choices, to make that difference.
Right.
So at the orientation, I'm standing around and I'm looking at all of these veterans. You know, we all came together for a purpose, right? We want to
Right.
use our skills to serve the community. And I'm looking at us, and, you know, they have long hair, people not wearing shoes, they're wearing slippers and sandals. And I'm like, man.
Free spirits, right?
Yeah. And I was like, we're combat hippies. Right? We're combat hippies.
Yeah.
So I feel like it kind of like dawned on me, like, oh, that's who we are. This is the name that, you know, we can associate with veterans of this generation that do what we do.
Right.
Right? Because when people, I feel like the common misconception are like all veterans, and no disrespect, but all veterans are like Chris Kyle.
Right.
You know, they're the ones that, you know, wear the tactical, you know, clothes.
Right.
They're the ones that, you know, walk around, you know.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that it's less than 1% of those who are actually serving that actually are that type that you're describing, or around 1%.
I don't really know.
Yeah.
um,
Somebody
the-
needs to comment and let us know exactly what that number is.
Yes.
Because that's really important. And when we get back, we're going to continue on this story and figure out what these numbers actually mean.